Good afternoon, I'm Richard Rogers.
And I'm Christy Etheridge. The freezing cold may have left, but not before causing a lot of trouble for local farmers and their crops. Brittany McCoy is on your side with how this could affect you at the grocery store.
Titan Farms produces 50% of South Carolina's locally grown peaches. But this year will be different because Thursday's freeze killed 85% of their crop.
All the work that we've done so far has been lost.
Imagine being laid off for something you can't control. When you ask your boss why, he says freezing temperatures.
We're actually having to send home workers, and we won't be bringing near the workers we did. Last year we had 640 employees. This year we're probably looking at more like 150 employees.
Peach farms in the Ridge Spring area create more than 1,500 jobs, but there is no need for that many this year. Thursday's freeze destroyed 85% of the crop at Titan Farms.
It's all devastated on the inside.
On a good year, the farm sends out 2 million boxes of peaches. This year, only about 200,000.
Right now we have no peaches in April, May, or June, and what few peaches we do have will be in July and August.
A very long drought for a farm that produces 50% of the state's peaches. Now your local grocery stores have to find peaches elsewhere.
They're not going to have these peaches, at least not early in the season, and quite possibly not at all, because whether we have enough to ship or not is going to really still yet to be determined. So unfortunately, the consumers are going to be looking for West Coast product that we don't think is nearly as good.
South Carolina is the second leading producer of peaches in the U.S., bringing in $3 million a year for the state. But this year will bring in the lowest amount since 2007.
We had record cold temperatures on Easter Sunday morning, where we dipped down to the low 20s as well, and left us with about 10% of a crop that year. So it's something we've seen before, but it's something we hate to see anytime it comes.
This is just the beginning of a very tough time for this farm. The owner tells me you only get one shot at peaches, and the trees behind me won't have another chance until next year. Brittany McCoy, on your side.
Just a shame to see that devastation.
Oh, it breaks your heart. Can you imagine a Georgia-Carolina summer with no local peaches?
Not until late in the year.
Heartbreaking. And all those people who lost their jobs. It's
right.
Tough when Mother Nature is your only excuse.
And it's all about timing. Kelly Dobeck in for Kevin today. And Kelly, it was the worst possible timing for that freeze. All those blooms were on the trees, and now check the calendar. It's springtime again.
Right, Richard. It's officially spring as of today, and luckily we're not seeing freezing temperatures in the forecast pretty much for the rest of the week. Right now, looking at our Georgia Avenue live cam, we're seeing sunny skies, and it was a very warm welcome to spring with temperatures still in the upper 70s right now. And across the board, we're still seeing those temperatures in the 70s right now, except for up there in Edgefield at 69 degrees. So it is going to be a lot more of a mild night compared to last night, where we saw those temperatures drop down to freezing. We'll see temperatures only in the 40s tonight, but we are going to see another cool down, not freezing temperatures, but a little bit cooler than we'd like later in the week. All of the details coming up.
Kelly, thanks a lot. Right now, 5 o'clock on a Monday afternoon, this part of Washington Road is typically busy, full of cars there as they line up to get toward I-20. But imagine this, 2 weeks from now, thousands of people sharing this same pavement.
And the signs of Masters are already here. Literally, they started putting up those traffic signs today. And things look a little different near the gates of Augusta National. Old Berkmans Road is now completely closed off to people walking up. Now you have to walk down the street to a new entrance. Today, I walked that route for you so you know what to expect. If it's your first year at the Masters, great, follow the crowd. But if you're used to your route, don't be surprised if you're ushered a different way.
Instead of entering Augusta National at Old Berkmans Road, now they're going to be moved down to the west, across from River Ridge.
If you're coming from a hospitality house, this means you. Gone are the days where walking down Old Berkmans Road will get you to Gate 6. This year, you'll have to walk a little farther down. So is anybody going to be walking down this road right over your shoulder?
No, that's not the plan right now. They would be walking across, they'll be crossing there and then taking an immediate ride.
Here's what we mean. Your sidewalk route stays the same until you reach this intersection. Cross busy Washington Road like normal to the other side. Here's where it changes.
So this year we want them to head this direction.
When you'd normally veer left and walk past Jay's Music, this year you'll take a hard right and follow this sidewalk all the way down the block. You'll reach the end across from the River Ridge subdivision.
So River Ridge is right there. And
then this will be where the downtowns are coming in.
So this is where the downtown traffic comes in.
From a bird's eye view, it's easy to see it's less than a quarter-mile walk. Call it the scenic route to Augusta's most beautiful grounds.
It may be a little bit longer to walk for folks, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a lot prettier for them.
Once you get inside, walkways and tunnels will separate the car and foot traffic. A break from tradition only until you get inside.
You can kind of already feel the energy start to build.
So cool to think there are tunnels that are going to be separating the people and the cars, and they say it's not just the outside. Once you get inside, because it's going to look a little different, they're going to have to reorient people to help them get where they're going.
That's
even the regulars who come back year after year.
Right, I was going to say we need to tweet this out on social media because all of our local viewers, they know, but think of all the guests who have no clue this is coming this year.
I know. You know what's funny? They said they're actually more worried about those regulars who come back year after year because they think they know where they're going, and then they're going to be in for a surprise.
But I always go by Jay's music.
I know, but
by the way, where's Jay's music?
Right, it's gone.
It's all right.
But it also helps you drivers. They've added more parking signs this year. They have a P with a little circle around it to help you navigate the new route.
Right, and coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to show you some changes in how you'll actually drive around town this year. And they say good news, it should be a little faster.
Woohoo, right? Yeah, Augusta government reporter Lindsay Tuman shows you that at 6:03. We're also on your side with how to navigate the traffic during the big week. Local commuters, they ask that you use Riverwatch Parkway. Head over to our website, WRDW.com, for a list of recommended routes to Augusta National and those roads you may want to avoid. Loved ones saying their final goodbyes to one of the South Carolina DOT workers killed last week after a deadly hit and run. Friends and family held a funeral service for Robert Clark today in his native state of New York. Clark and another worker were killed when Lonnie Miller crashed into them last week and then drove away. Now a push is underway to toughen penalties in the state for those who speed or cause an accident in a work zone. We go in depth on Peanuts Law on News 12 NBC 26 at 6 o'clock.
Big day in D.C. Congress holding its first public hearing looking into Russian interference of the 2016 presidential election. Lawmakers want to know how far did Russia go to try and help President Trump win the election? Who in the Trump campaign communicated with Russia before the election? And what about Trump's claims that President Obama wiretapped Trump Tower before the race? Weijia Jiang is on Capitol Hill.
It's almost as if they didn't care that we knew what they were doing or that they wanted us to see what they were doing.
FBI Director James Comey confirmed Monday that the Bureau is investigating Russia's interference in the 2016 presidential election.
That includes investigating the nature of any links between individuals associated with the Trump campaign and the Russian government.
While Director Comey and NSA Director Mike Rogers would not reveal any details of the investigation, Democrats focused on President Trump's campaign aides.
And the people around the president, Michael Flynn, Jeff Sessions, Carter Page, Paul Manafort, have an odd connection to Russia. Without exception, the individuals I quoted have dissembled or misled, maybe even lied about the nature of those connections.
Director Comey also refuted President Trump's tweets claiming President Barack Obama wiretapped Trump Tower during the campaign.
The FBI and the Department of Justice have no information to support those tweets.
Republicans want to find out who's leaking classified information to the press.
Is the investigation into the leak of classified information, has it begun yet?
I can't say because I don't want to confirm that that was classified information.
Director Comey stood by the conclusion that Russian interference was meant to help President Trump win.
Mr. Putin would like people who like him.
But he acknowledged there's no way to know if Russia changed the outcome of the election. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The White House insists there is no evidence anyone with the Trump campaign colluded with Russian officials during the campaign.
Also underway, preparations to grill Judge Neil Gorsuch after President Trump picked him to be the next Supreme Court justice. Today, Gorsuch got a taste of the scrutiny he will face this week as lawmakers made their opening statements. Democrats are now digging in on his past rulings they see as favoring corporate interests and his independence from the Trump administration.
A nationwide manhunt underway for a Tennessee teacher accused of kidnapping his 15-year-old student. 50-year-old Todd Cummings now on Tennessee Bureau of Investigation's top 10 most wanted list. They say he may have taken Elizabeth Thomas, who went missing a week ago. The wife of the suspect now begging him to turn himself in, while the teen's father says he just hopes his daughter is still alive.
Dad, this is not you. This is not who you are. Please do the right thing and turn yourself into the police and bring Beth home.
Every minute, you just hope that you're going to find her alive.
Police say Cummings took out a $4,500 loan just days before disappearing. They also believe he may be armed. On a lighter note, country music fans, get ready. Singer Corey Smith returning to Augusta to perform at the Bell.
Next year, I dress like a slob. I never tuck in my shirt. I let it hang over my
Smith is a native of Jefferson, Georgia, and is known for songs like the one you just heard, Maybe Next Year. Also 21 and Feet Wet.
Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning at the James Brown Arena by phone, or you can do it online. To find out more, head to our website, WRDW.com.
You know, this guy was really popular in Athens. He even has some about the Georgia Bulldogs in his songs.
Even better.
Popular
Even better.
Georgia singer. Well, safety experts say more drowsy drivers are hitting the roads.
How many crashes they cause a year and what's being done to stop them?